Hello guys, welcome to my video here. This is a video of my 2005 Honda S2000. Now I had just gotten this car in September, so I had it for 3 months now. Now this is my own personal review on the car. A couple of things I'm going to go over too, as well as a small, just what to look for when you buy one. Not a complete buyer's guide, but just some pointers I want to point out to you. Now this is a 2005 Honda S2000, so this is the AP2. This is the last year they had this car with no traction control, and it has cable throttle, which is a big feature here. So it's very mechanical. Now as far as the AP1 and AP2 are concerned, it's your own personal preference. After 2006, they put on some traction control, and as you know, 2009 was the last year they had it. AP1s are notorious cars for revving at that 9K, so the true heart and soul of the S2000 is that 9K rev. Now, this is a 8,300 RPM rev. This is the placement that's been changed from 2004. This is a 2.2 liter four-cylinder engine. So the 2.2 liter is a little bit different. They did some things with the valves. The VTEC kicks in a little bit better. They got a little bit more torque, more mid-range torque. So a lot of people didn't really understand this whole concept of this car, to drive it like you stole it. 9,000 RPM red line, just changing gears at very high revs. It's pretty much a motorcycle on four wheels. As you guys already know that, from other previous videos and Car Enthusiast. So now I bought this car really also for an investment, and having it retain its value, since right now they hold a very interesting spot in the used car market, these Honda S2000s. So this only has 17,000 original miles on it, about 18,000 now. I've been driving it for the past 4 months. This is the weekend car. So those of you guys who buy this car for a daily driver, I don't recommend it. A lot of people don't really recommend it. It's more like a kind of a car you want to get out of the house, get away from the wife and kids, go do your own thing, go for some cruises, go those curvy roads, really take advantage of this car's potential. This is not no Mazda Miata. I could have easily, the price I paid for this one, I probably could have bought almost a new one for that price, but you have a certain preference. Some people do like the other roadsters, the Miata, or Corvette or a Porsche. This is Honda reliability. You can't go wrong. Just getting a nice, reliable car, solid car for out of the box. You can take it to the track and autocrossing. You can really do a lot with it. It's a simple car to drive. It only comes in a 6-speed manual. One of Honda's best 6-speed manuals ever they made in the factory in Japan over there. I'll show you a couple pointers here. When you look for one of these cars, you can look for the VIN numbers, the VIN tags matching the car. Allow me to show you here. Now this car here, as they get older now, they're going to be a little bit harder and harder to find in immaculate condition or in really good shape. You're going to find a lot of ones there that have a little higher mileage, but they're asking a lot of money for these cars at 50,000 miles. You're still going to pay about 17 or 18,000 at a dealership. I bought this car privately owned at autotrader.com from a private seller, so it was no dealership. When they're going to charge you a surcharge and dealer fees and all that stuff. So trying to find one, privately owned, and a lot of these cars are used for the track. So some of them may be in good shape, some of them may not be so good shape. Some of them been used and abused. This being only 18,000 miles on it, was more adult driven, adult owned most of its life. And so it's it's almost like fresh. It's almost like a new car almost. So this here on the door panel here, all these door panels have VIN numbers here. All of my VIN numbers match, except for my front bumper and the rear bumper. This car was in a small accident back in 2007. It was hit in the back, minor, no frame damage, nothing. So the front bumpers and the back bumpers do not have the VIN tags, which is common in these cars. 50 inches, it sits off the ground, so you can have the windshields are very typical also to replace as well. I think my windshield is probably not original, but here's the interior of these cars. Interior is very small too. These are the last time they had the helmet seats, which I like a lot. I prefer. It really gives the car, the S2000, that character look, to be very distinctive from the rest of the roadsters. And as you can see over here, here's the black and black. It shows you the tags here, the VIN number as well. If this doesn't have a VIN number here on the side of it, in the chassis over here, it means the car is in a big mangle. You stay away from it. If it has the VIN numbers here don't match on both sides, this is rubbed off. I would recommend staying away from the car spinning in an angle. That's probably got chassis and frame damage. As you can tell here, the color and the black on black. So it tells you right over here. This car is also painted because it was sitting over here. So this paint here is this paint over here is a more of a metallic paint from the original factory paint, from original yellow. You can see over here, this is the original color here, more of a taxi cab yellow. This is more of a bright, more of a vibrant yellow, I think. Well, I like it better anyway. I prefer this kind of yellow anyway. You know, I do have a small issue with this car here. Putting down the top, the metal nipple there, I have a Texnute cover in my trunk. Putting it on here is a kind of a pain. Anybody has any pointers, please let me know in the video. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment over there or make a video how to properly install the tension cover for the Honda S2000. I'm also going to pop my trunk. Show you the. All right, if you guys can just follow me over here, I will take this camera. It probably makes a little bit of noise. Sorry for that muffled sound there. So here is my trunk over here. So as you can see, there's no VIN number here because this bumper has been replaced. What to look for also is a VIN number right on top of here. VIN numbers. Sorry about that. Right over here. So you can tell this trunk here was not replaced. I think they just kind of like fixed it, I suppose. Doesn't align properly here either. This is my texture cover here. This cover here is kind of hard to install with the nipple, with those metal clips there, the two nipples there. I can't get it in all the way. Hopefully somebody can help me out with that. This one here is a little bit misaligned over here, but it's okay though. It's a little bit, the line's not perfectly there, but what I'm gonna do, you know? You get a used car, you're not gonna get a perfect S2. You're not gonna get a perfect S2000 really. Allow me to get in here. Okay, here we go. Here, now I'm 6'1" here. I'm 6'1". I weigh 6'1". I weigh about 200 pounds. Now the holidays is, you know, gain a little bit. I'm losing a little bit of weight, so probably roughly about 200 pounds, to give or take. Now, if you're taller than 6'1", this might be a little bit. You might not have a lot of leg room here, but I have a perfect, just a comfortable amount of room here, so I can drive this car. Whether going for a long cruise or a short cruise, it's pretty comfortable. It's not too bad. You know, if you're a big guy, you a little bit have more meat on you, a little bit more heavier, more huskier. I'm not sure if you're gonna be appreciative of this car, of the interior fitting in here, because you want to get this car, you want to fit comfortably in a car. You don't buy a car and not be uncomfortable when you're driving it. It defeats the whole purpose. Now this car, yeah, people say driving this car is like having sex or something, but you know, I guess from a mechanical standpoint, you really feel in tune with the car and really connected to this car when you're driving. It's planted on the ground, very, very like perfectly, you know, like it's mechanical. So I guess, yeah, you know, it's like you're definitely gonna get, you know, you're not gonna be aroused by driving it, but you're definitely gonna get a hard on driving this thing, especially if you drive it like it's intended to be driven, like you stole it. You want to redline every gear, 8,000 RPMs. Of course, you want to be careful and safe. You drive a car with being safe. Safety is the main thing. You don't want to go out there, you know, get into an accident or something just because you're driving it obnoxiously and irresponsible. You want to be responsible driving these cars. Yeah, so that's my word of advice there. If you're bigger than 6'1" or taller, 6'1", 6'2", you can probably fit in there pretty also. Probably have a little bit more knee room there, but if you're 6'3" or above, it might not be the car for you. You know, you might be cramped in there. So you gotta really appreciate this car for what it is. You know, this is the only rear-wheel drive Honda ever to hit the U.S. shores back in 2000, which is the AP1s that came out. Wasn't a really good seller, but $34,000 I think MSRP around there. So it was pretty expensive, but you can't really pay for though. You know, out of the box, like I said, you can take it to the track, autocross, do a lot of fun things with this car. Reliability is one thing. For the price I paid for this car, I could have easily bought a Porsche or like a used Corvette or something. But you know what? I always want to get the Honda S2000. I really like this car, admire it. A lot of car enthusiasts too, or feel the same way about this car. Try to find one that's stock, you know. So this one was over my budget. but you only live once. You gotta have fun, right? So, and again, you can do all the old maintenance to this car yourself, you know, opposed to having another exotic sports car like a Porsche 996, which is to compare this to, you know, like a 996 11 or a Porsche Boxer. You get the rear engine, but you have it's a lot more power, but you know, maintenance wise, save a lot of money. You get the Honda, you can do almost maintenance yourself, even if you're not that mechanically inclined. There's so many YouTube videos on there on how to change spark plugs. All changes in this car is very, very simple. Well guys, if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to my YouTube channel here. I'll be making more videos. And who wants to give me a hand with the 10 shoe cover installment, please let me know how to do so. And again, thanks for watching, and have a happy new year.